To all my friends. Oh, hi guys. I'm Chris Norwood on a journey to hear every song ever. Every song ever. And today we're going to be ranking the studio albums by famous metal madman Ozzy Osbourne. I can't believe I haven't done this one already. I do have a pretty cool compilation right here, the Essential Ozzy Osbourne. We're going to only be ranking the studio albums, however, but this is a really great double disc collection by Ozzy Osbourne. Pretty great to have in your collection. If you are even a casual Ozzy fan, this will just give you a whole lot. This has the first CD has 16 tracks, and the second has 13. So you get 29 tracks, all pretty darn good. But we're talking about the studio records. He's got a lot of them. He's got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 studio albums. So not that many, considering that his solo career is spanning 40 years at this point. But as any Ozzy fan will tell you, whether you're over at Sea of Tranquility, I'm sure Anthony Fantano feels the same way. There's some really good Ozzy Osbourne, and there's some really bad Ozzy Osbourne. I think we can all agree on that. So this is going to be an interesting ranking the studio albums. And I know, I'm looking at my top albums, and I know that I'm going to make some people mad. And I know that this is going to be a hot take for sure on ranking the Ozzy albums. Because I got to tell you, my top pick, it's not a classic album, guys. It's not a classic. It's a newer album in the grand scheme of Ozzy. So let's just jump right into this so you guys can get mad at me at the end, okay? It's okay if you get mad. Everybody's got their own opinions. And this is Ozzy Osbourne. We're starting with the worst, okay? And there's some really bad ones, okay? So let's see. We got a 2007 album, Black Rain. And this one has, let's see, essentially nothing that I like. I Don't Want to Stop was okay. That was essentially it for that album. Was not a fan of the flavor of it, the atmosphere of that one. Just the whole thing just didn't work for me on any kind of level. Coming up next is going to be another, more recent album, Scream, from 10 years ago, 2010. And this one, Let Me Hear You Scream was alright. And let's see if there's any deep cuts. No, there's absolutely nothing on here. Latimer's Mercy caught my eye because I'm reading Altered Carbon right now, and I'll have to look up that later. Coming in as the third worst, and you guys are going to hate me for this. The third worst is going to be the third album, Bark at the Moon. Now let's just take a look at these tracks because, I think of that as a classic album too. However, let's see. So you got the title track. I do enjoy You're No Different. And that's it. So, there doesn't, people think that Bark of the Moon is just this crazy masterpiece. And there's really not a lot there. There's not even really enough songs for a whole album there. So, it's kind of meh. There's a couple tracks on there that I enjoy. But let's get to some of the better Ozzy Osbourne stuff so I can start praising the Prince of Darkness, the Metal Madman. Let's see, he's got too many nicknames. I'm not going to name all his nicknames. Might turn into a wolf in this video if I can figure out how to do that special effect. Bark at the Moon. Okay. Being weird. Coming up next is going to be another 80s record with No Rest for the Wicked. I'm guessing you guys probably like this one better than I do. It is an 80s record by Ozzy. That's strange. So the two singles from this one both had the same B-side, Demon Alcohol. So you had Miracle Man and Crazy Babies. Which Crazy Babies was alright. Tattoo Dancer is one that I've kind of ended up on a lot of my compilations over the years, even though I'm not super crazy about it. It's still a decent track. So yeah, No Rest for the Wicked. But now we're getting into the better albums, the albums that I can kind of tolerate a little bit more than the ones we've covered so far. And speaking of covers, Undercover. This one had a pretty decent version of, a lot of these are pretty good. A lot of these are decent. Let's see, Working Class Hero, Sympathy for the Devil. Really enjoyed those a lot. So Undercover, not too bad for a covers album. It is considered a studio record. That's sort of confusing sometimes when artists consider a Christmas album or a covers album or a live album to be studio, or Wikipedia considers it at least. But they got Ozzy's discography pretty cleaned up. Coming up next is going to be an yeah, this is going to be one you guys probably have higher up as well, maybe not. Diary of a Madman from 1981. This is before I came along. Over the Mountain and Flying High Again, and then a bunch of stuff that that's about it. That's the rest of the album's just kind of forgettable, and don't like it a whole lot. It's decent, but let's keep on rolling. Ooh, I like this album artwork. This next one, The Ultimate Sin. It's like a Meatloaf cover. I've been so tempted to buy The Bat Out of Hell on vinyl. Oh, every time I see it at the store, I want to buy it. Let's take a look at this album, though. We got to stop talking about Meatloaf. We've already done Meatloaf. We've already ate the meatloaf. Shot in the Dark. Wow, that song alone just kind of made that album. For Ultimate Sin. A shot in the dark, one step away from you, just a shot in the dark. I'm singing like Ozzy talks. Coming up next, I remember this one being on the back of all the comic books when I was a little wee lad, growing up in England. Not really. Osmosis. This one has got some of my favorite singles by Ozzy. Perry Mason, I Just Want You. I'm gonna see you on the other side. And some of the earlier songs that I heard by him, because I was getting into popular music in the mid to late 90s. And a lot of these tracks were being played on the new rock station, as it were. So that one's pretty good. Pretty darn good. Osmosis coming in as 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th best Ozzy record, in my opinion. 5th at 95. You know, 3rd was coming in the 3rd worst. So we got some weird maths going on. If you like maths, I don't like maths. I like musics. I guess you can like music, math rock if you're into that. But we're doing Ozzy Osbourne tonight. Okay. This next one is a hot take, because wow. This is a brand new one, and it is coming in at number 4. It's way up there. I just recently listened to Ordinary Man, and man, it is good. I really like it a lot. Straight to Hell is pretty darn good. You got a pretty cool lineup. You got some Chili Peppers and some Guns N' Roses members on here. Ordinary Man with Elton John. Elton John is singing with everybody this year. The Gorillaz, Ozzy. It's crazy. Under the Graveyard is stellar. And I even enjoyed the Post Malone tracks at the end. It's a Raid. And take what you want from me, 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 take what you want from me. Post Malone's pretty talented. I might try to listen to his discography. Although I like the idea of Post Malone more than his music, but I might try to give him a chance. He might be my introduction into that kind of music. We'll see. But crossovers, that's why they're important. Like Run DMC and Aerosmith back in the day. That's what gets people listening to different things, and that's always important. So I feel like Ordinary Man kind of, some people saw it as a cash grab, but I kind of saw it as him trying to stay relevant and doing a pretty decent job at it. Being as old as Ozzy is. And you can't, we all get old, right? You can't help that, so. I'm going to shut up about age now, and we're going to get into my top 3 Ozzy Osbourne records. 1991, No More Tears. Oh man, I was a wee little loud when this came out, but this one had I Don't Want to Change the World, Mama, I'm Coming Home, and No More Tears, and Sin, and Time After Time, and Road to Nowhere. Oh man, oh, that is epic. No More Tears, loving it. Oh man, and here's the deal, with my third and second pick, they are darn near tied. I had a tough time picking between No More Tears and Blizzard of Oz. I gotta tell you, it was really freaking tough. But for my number 2, my second favorite Ozzy Osbourne record, it's gonna go to Blizzard of Oz. Blizzard of Flippin' Oz came out whole 5 years before I was born. There was controversy, but that's on every... I don't even want to talk about that one. You know what it is. So, these are just some of the most epic, most well-known Ozzy songs ever. I Don't Know, Crazy Train, Goodbye to Romance, The Solution, Mr. Crowley. So there's like 5 just beyond great songs on that record. Just, gosh, that's one of my favorite 80s records. Possibly my favorite 1980 record, period. But there is one more. Are you guys ready for the greatest Ozzy Osbourne record of all time? If you guys have not caught on yet, it's you guys are gonna flip your lids, man. Coming in first for the greatest Ozzy Osbourne record of all time is gonna be Down to Earth. That's right, Ozzy's 2001 return record after being gone for a while. And I love this thing, man. This thing is freaking great. I bought this one when it came out, and I loved it. I think this was the first... I think it was the only Ozzy studio album that I bought a physical copy of. But Gets Me Through, Facing Hell, Dreamer, I'm just a dreamer, I dream my life away. Directed, the music video directed by Rob Zombie. Precursor to Halloween films, shall we? No Easy Way Out. That I Never Had. You Know Part 1. You're just a junkie! The Junkie. Running Out of Time. Those are the highlights of the record. There's some songs written by Mick Jones and some other people. Tim Palmer, bass player from Metallica. So many people on here. I really love the sound on it. Let's get you a better album cover there. Yeah, that's my hot take, because that is, I'm sure that's not many people's favorite Ozzy Osbourne record, but hey, it is what it is. And we're going to do a quick little, if you guys want to stick around, I'm going to do a quick little unboxing of this beauty right here, and we'll talk about some of the songs on this. This is really great to have in your collection. This has, like I said, 29 tracks. There's some live tracks on here. It's all previously released stuff. It even says it on here. This came out in 2003, which is a really great year in terms of my CD collecting. But let's get into the track list. Crazy Train, Mr. Crowley, I Don't Know, live with Randy Rhoads. The Solution. Goodbye to Romance. Over the Mountain. Flying High Again. Diary of a Madman. Paranoid, live with Randy Rhoads. Bark at the Moon. You're No Different. Rock and Roll Rebels. Rock and Roll Rebel. Crazy Babies. Miracle Man. Fire in the Sky. And Breaking All the Rules. And then on disc 2, you get Mama, I'm Coming Home. Desire. No More Tears. Time After Time, Road to Nowhere, I Don't Want to Change the World, live, without Randy Rhoads. And then you get Perry Mason, I Just Want You, Thunder Underground, See You on the Other Side, Gets Me Through, Dreamer, and No Easy Way Out. This came out shortly after Down to Earth, my favorite Ozzy Osbourne record, with a bunch of tracks on it. There's Ozzy, trying not to eat a bird. Got the 2-disc set here. Kind of this crappy thing that falls out all the time. Got that. And we'll give you guys a little tasty look at the inside booklet. I haven't opened this up for some time. It doesn't smell that great. You guys know I like the smells. This one doesn't smell that good. Pretty decent booklet. Pretty good. You got a bunch of jokes about being dead by now, and this is, 17 years ago. So yeah, you get all the credits, you get all the photography, the compilation produced by Sharon Osbourne, that's interesting, and Bruce Dickinson, and some other people. So, pretty darn good Ozzy compilation if you are into greatest hits. The Essentials, they've got some pretty darn good collections. They're not really greatest hits, but they are, in a way, they're better, because you just get a nice mix of songs on here. So this is just if I'm going to listen to Ozzy Osbourne, this is ideal. If you're listening to solo Ozzy Osbourne, that's really get the essential Ozzy Osbourne. And then for studio records, I would recommend Down to Earth and Blizzard of Oz, No More Tears, and Ordinary Man. Ordinary Man for just overall listenability and quality. If you're really digging them, I'd say Osmosis. And everything else is kind of maybe just pick the singles off the rest. That is what it is. That's my hot take on Ozzy Osbourne's discography. Thank you guys, and please subscribe because I am doing a million billion videos. I don't sleep anymore. I just film videos. Goodbye, guys. Bye.